So it looks different for us. I need you to like go up more, like angle it way more up. Up.
Like up
Nope,
and then
like
down on me?
no, keep it like where it was.
Oh.
And just like angle it. It's gonna look weird for you. It'll probably like just keep angling it. Up, up, up.
What?
Perfect.
Why?
That's got my chin cut off.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Are we recording? I really hope we're recording.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking Lots podcast here on the Brian Hess channel. We're pumped to be back. So you can see we've got a new member of the team here, Eli Stoller, in the brand new Studio One. We've been building that out. We've been making some changes to the show. So wanted to come back and tell you kind of what we've been up to, where the show is heading, and all the exciting stuff we have coming up here at the Pavement Group for the Talking Lots podcast, and all the other things that are going on in Studio One, which has been a pretty busy place over the last week. Isn't that true there, Eli?
That is true. Yeah, the guys have been crushing it, building this thing out, and definitely check out our social channels because you'll see some of the behind the scenes stuff here, everything they're doing. Like this podcast studio is incredible. Between this and then everything they're doing, outside of the podcast studio is really cool. So lots of cool content coming out. Yeah, and anytime that you guys come in, you guys are gonna have to there's enough room for 5 or 6 of us to have a full on podcast. So pretty exciting.
Absolutely. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get into. Tony, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. You're still with the Southwest Florida or Southeast Florida studios.
Yes, sir. Southeast.
Right. The Southeast. And I see you added the Grand Canyon flag to your backdrop. I like that.
Oh, dude, I had to do that, man. Had to do that.
Yeah, man. So if you've been paying attention to this space or Brian's channel, what's going on in the Pavement Group, you probably heard a lot about the Grand Canyon adventure that these two gentlemen were a part of. Some great content there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The Mark and Paige Perkins have their own little podcast as well. They've been talking a bit about Paige's journey there, and just a lot of cool stuff. So talking about the future, right? So it's ironic that we have Eli here. Eli's the future, right? We always talk about he's the young up and coming guy that everybody's starting to get to know. So we're psyched you can join us on the show here. What sort of things do you think we should be talking about, Eli? Who wants to? I mean, what do you think our audience wants to hear about?
Yeah, honestly, man, I think a lot of these guys want to hear, what we're doing, technology, everything from technology to what we're doing to help people, and everything in between. I mean, what are we doing to help better their lives? And that starts in, from us helping them in their workspace to, what are we doing as a team to give back to, different charities, and what are we doing as team building exercises? So, there's a lot of really cool things that we can talk about. Everything, like I said, from technology, all the cool things we're rolling out, the apps, the space we're building out, the podcasts we're building out. What I think is really cool too is we have all these podcasts spinning off, and they're all a little bit different, right? So you have, the Perks and Paving. You've got Mark and Paige Perkins who kind of spun their own podcast off, and it's just really cool to see their insight. And then you've got, the Athletic Aesthetic podcast. Still used to have the Brian Hess show. We have this show. There's a lot of cool things just spinning out of this. So all with different styles of content too.
I agree.
What are your thoughts, Todd? What do you think?
It's funny you ask. Eli.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to be very grounded in the facilities world. We're here to tell you about what's going on at the Pavement Group, where we are at in the marketplace, but also what's happened out there from a broader perspective, really beyond, because we interact so much. We go to a lot of trade shows. Eli talked about the technology, so we're always studying that and meeting with people and learning about new things that are happening out in the industry. And that's what we're going to focus a lot on. The people that we talk to are probably going to be, either they're contractors or they're folks that are in the facilities world, facilities professionals, people working on, facility tech, all that stuff. And we're going to have some pretty cool, interesting things coming down the pike because of all that. So I think people can tune in here and hear a lot more about the facilities and property management world, and not just from the asphalt standpoint. What's going on from a little bit more of a global, sort of standpoint. We're going to NFMT in about 3 weeks, which is a facility show. It's down in Orlando, Florida. First time we're doing that. I think we're going to bring back probably a lot of cool stuff. There's some learning labs there. They have some super interesting speakers. So, we'll kind of digest that, bring that back, talk about what we're learning, and try to share it with our audience. So, Tony being our technical field guy, really, I haven't met anybody in the industry, and I've been doing this for a long time, that has more technical field knowledge than you do. And I'm hoping you'd be willing to share some of that, so maybe some Tony's tips each week.
There we go, man. I was thinking, let's talk about what the inner workings of what makes the pavement group tick, right? Like
Sure.
we do all these fun things, but like the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes and every day is what I want to talk about. I know we're going to the PaveX as well. I'm sure we'll bring in a lot of our certified partners, TCS guys, and just talk about what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, for sure. So TCS, we've got that coming up as well. There's a meetup in Pittsburgh, which is the top contractor school. And what's really kind of neat about, I think, what's been built out here in the community that's been built, we're a national company. We rely heavily on our partners, and we've been able to build this like family through top contractor school, and then through our one team as well. Some contractors that aren't part of that, but getting together 3-4 times a year, and working on our businesses together, and leadership and culture and a lot of that field stuff, Tony. And that's why we go to a lot of these trade shows and a lot of these networking events, because you're always learning, right? You always want to be getting better. So those are things that we can absolutely share. So what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to, Eli, as we relaunch Talking Lots here?
Getting to talk to these beautiful faces on the screen every week.
There we go.
Oh man.
So what? No, seriously. I mean, seriously,
kind.
just the conversations that come out of, these types of conversations and podcasts, like, the topics that are spun out of this. I think that conversation, spins off ideas, which then get executed on. So, simply just us sitting here and talking about what the future looks like we're doing so many things at the Pavement Group that, 3-4 years from now, who knows what else is going to be, included in this whole thing. We've got between top contractor school, the media side, we've got, the Pavement Group, just all these ideas that are flowing, they're going to continue to morph into something even greater. So just us sitting here chatting, talking about what we're doing, I think we'll continue to spin off those ideas, and I'm pumped about that.
No, I agree with you. I think a lot of contributions to the network. It's going to be living. I think I said this, but I'm going to say it again so everybody knows where to find the show. It's on the Brian Hess YouTube network. So you should subscribe to that, because that's where all our content's going to be. It's basically to make it easier for folks that do follow us to have everything in one spot there, under the Brian Hess channel on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe to that. And we're going to be putting these episodes out every Monday. We already have a few that we've done, some really cool interviews that are coming down the pike. And then some weeks you're going to get this. Some weeks we're going to have a guest on. Some weeks we're going to be live on location, maybe at a trade show. But we're always going to try our hardest to bring relevant information, probably a little bit of humor. We might make fun of the Buffalo Bills every week if they, continue to not look great. I don't know. But Tony, what do you think is the biggest thing that people can expect here and look forward to every week?
I just think us, the guests we bring on, the collaboration we have, the new things that Eli talked about, the apps, where we're going with that, where the Pavement Group is going. And I just think, the guests we bring on, building different kinds of relationships with them, and, solidifying, what we have to bring to customers in the field, and how that's just not any off the wall guy out of off the street that we generally have great relationships with these people, what ultimately, goes down for a great product for what we deliver to our customers. So,
yep. Yeah. 100%.
And the humor, I think some of the humor, they'll appreciate that.
They will.
We're counting on you for that, Todd.
Yeah, no problem at all. Because I don't know
For
anything
those of
about
you
the
who
field.
don't know, Todd used to do stand-up. He used to be a stand-up comedian.
We don't need to send these people on a.
Yeah, Todd, go ahead and stand up.
I'm standing. I'm not that tall.
Sit down.
I'm 5'10". That's the average height. Actually, 5'9" is the average height of a male in America. I learned that last week, which
Really?
was surprising to me. So I'm 5'10", above average height. I always felt like I was kind of on the shorter side. How tall are you, Tony?
I'm 5'11", just a little bit more than average, I guess.
And
Thanks,
Eli,
Thanks
I'm
for
going to
asking.
guess you're 5'11" and a half.
No,
A little shorter.
I'm 5'9", bud.
Oh, it's
I'm
the hair.
average.
I thought you were taller than me.
It's
Yeah,
I thought you were a little
I'm
taller
average.
than me,
Well,
but it's the hair.
if I put this bad boy on,
Let's see.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
that's
Nice.
6'4". You're like
I'm
Irwin Fletcher.
6'3". Yeah, check that out.
I love it. I love it. All right. So we've got NFMT that we're going to be going to. That's a facilities trade show down in Orlando. It's the remix. It's like their half year. We got to do that. We'll do the remix. And then after that, we've got our meetup coming here. Where a lot of our contractors are coming into Pittsburgh for a meetup with the top contractor school and some of our one-team contractors, which will be neat. That's in November. December, we're going down to Ignite, which is down in Clearwater. It's another industry event. We went last year. I think it was their inaugural one. And it's the same group there that I think it's AC Media. I don't want to say it wrong. That are really changing how these things work in the industry. They're just kind of breathing some new life into the trade shows, and they have PAVEX in San Antonio in January as well. And I'm really looking forward to those. So Tony and I were able to go to Ignite last year. Tony, what did you take away from Ignite? What was your feeling after you went to the inaugural?
Ignite was a tight knit, smaller group, but they had a lot to offer. Right, there was a lot of insight, contractor insight like that. I know that they've gotten a lot of sponsorships, and it's going to be bigger and better this year. And the best part of it that there's two people from our staff that are going to be guest speakers there today, and I won't ruin that for everybody, but one of them might be right there.
We can't see your screen, Eli.
Ah, man.
Who knows?
Eli, who is it?
Who knows?
Yeah, who is it, Eli?
Is it a 3-letter name and it starts with E and ends in I?
Brenda does not start. No, that's not
Might
3 letters.
be. Yeah. I don't think Todd Burrell starts with E and ends with I. But no, it's. I'm looking forward to. I haven't been down to that one yet. But seriously, I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like I'll be on stage speaking about some really cool things. When it comes to sales, and just here to share, what we've been able to do, and hopefully it helps other contractors and other folks in this industry. Yeah,
it's time. It's time for Eli to get out there and tell his story a little bit. I think it's it really is though, man. You've done a lot of things the right way, and you've built a really great career. At 5 years into this, and you teach our guys every day something new. A lot of tips and tricks in the sales arena for guys to use, and it's been successful. So I'm proud of you. I'm really happy to see you up on that stage. And then Miranda Rowe, who's our director of marketing, will be there as well. She's doing a panel on marketing, and so I think it's like a more of a digital marketing type of deal. But that'll be neat. She's awesome. Everybody loves Miranda. What swing got you laughing over there, Eli?
No, Brian. We got Brian in the background just being a goof.
I
for
can't
those
imagine.
of you who know Brian Hess, big CEO of the Pavement Group. He's a big goof at the same time. So
he may or may not be on an episode of Talking Lots that's coming up in the next couple of Mondays for an interview that we had there in the studio. One that I'm really fired up about. I'm excited. One of my favorite people in the industry came to visit us, and we were able to get him to film his very first podcast with Brian and I. So that's going to be dropping here either next week or the week after. Really looking forward to it. All right. Well, so that's where we're at. So that's where Talking Lots is going to be all about. We're going to be diving into the industry, telling you a lot about what's going on here at the Pavement Group. Great guests. And again, it's going to be living over in the Brian Hess channel on YouTube. So please go there and subscribe, and you can catch all the other things that are going on here at the Pavement Group. Tony, any parting words, my friend?
That's it. Just excited to get back at it, Todd. Just excited to get back at it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me too. Eli, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Eli.
Pumped to be here. Pumped
to have you, my friend. All good. All right, folks. So keep an eye out Mondays on the Brian Hess channel. Talking Lots podcast will start to drop. and we look forward to seeing y'all over there. Thanks so much for watching.